Guys, this single product makes over $34,000 a month on Etsy, and there are plenty of other similar products doing the exact same. Today, I'm going to show you one of the most beginner-friendly business models that you could possibly do using a platform called Etsy, which I personally used to make my first $20,000 plus month online. So welcome guys, my name's Alfie, and in this video, I'm going to give you a simple introduction to the print-on-demand dropshipping business model. So I'm going to start by showing you numerous winning examples so that you can see the numbers for yourself and understand what is actually possible. Then I'll give you a step-by-step design tutorial so that you guys can just follow along and make these exact same products yourself if you wanted to, from anywhere in the world, right from the comfort of your own laptop. So first I want to dive into my laptop here and show you some examples of exactly what this product type can achieve on Etsy. So you can see the stats for this one here, guys. This is the main product I wanted to show you. Monthly revenue, estimated $34,000 a month, and it's only been listed 11 months ago. And now I do just want to quickly caveat this, okay? I'm using Everbee to show you these figures, and these are just estimated sales figures, estimated revenue figures based on the total sell price of the product, okay? So just one thing to bear in mind, they might not be 100% accurate, but nevertheless, it's a pretty promising sign. So that's the first product. And then you can see here another example, very similar product, bringing in almost $25,000 per month. And again, if you go down my list, you can see another two here, $16,000 and over $9,000. And now I just want to go on this main one here and actually show it to you on Etsy. And so you can see for yourself here, guys, this is a tumbler product, and the niche and probably the reason why it's selling so well is because it's personalized birth flower tumblers. So this just lends itself perfectly for Etsy. So many shoppers on Etsy are shopping for gifts, and also a massive percentage of shoppers on Etsy are female. So this just hits two of the biggest categories. And now you might be surprised, guys, but these products are actually very easy to make and sell ourselves. And now I know you're probably wondering, first issue, Alfie, I don't want to be buying loads of tumblers and carry a load of stock and have to ship them all out and send them to customers. Well, that is a problem of the past, because what we're going to do is use a business model known as print-on-demand dropshipping. And now you've probably heard of this before, so I'm going to keep this brief for you. But essentially, this is where you work with a supplier on a platform such as Printify that supplies what's known as blank label goods. And these companies on, say, Printify that supply the blank label goods, they hold stock of literally tens, hundreds of thousands of these blank label goods. And by the way, guys, when I say blank label goods, I essentially just mean, say, a plain white mug, a plain white tumbler, a plain white t-shirt, something that is blank that you can put your own design onto. And then where we come in is we just create the designs that are going to be put onto these blank label goods that customers see as being really unique and, you know, something that they would either want to wear, they'd want to use in their home, or, you know, it just then becomes a design on a product that they actually want to buy. So we're essentially going to be in the design business, and we're just making the designs, uploading them to Printify. We're then going to get mock-ups, so design images of what the final product is going to look like from Printify. We're then just going to list those products for sale, and people are going to buy them. And then, of course, once the order comes in, that order detail is going to be sent to the supplier. The supplier is then just going to print the design that we've made directly onto the blank label good and then ship it directly to the end customer. So what we need to do first is, of course, open up an Etsy shop that we're actually going to be using to market these products for sale. And now the reason I choose Etsy is because it's a marketplace, guys, okay? It's very similar to Amazon, but essentially we just list the product for sale, and then customers are going on Etsy to buy something in the first place, okay? Rather than creating a website and then trying to market the products from the website via social media, you know, where people are on Instagram, they're scrolling, they're not looking to buy something more often than not. Whereas if somebody actually goes on Etsy, they're actually going on there to buy a product. So it makes our life simpler. And then we just want to open up a Printify account and then very seamlessly connect our Printify account to our Etsy shop. And now, guys, I know I'm going over this a little bit quickly, but that's because the setup process both for Etsy and Printify is pretty straightforward, to be honest. I mean, feel free, go away yourself, do it, set it up, follow the instructions. If you've got any questions at all, just leave a comment on this video and I'll get back to you and I'll respond. So yeah, I'll be happy to help you out. And so guys, I just want to show you Printify here on my dashboard. And essentially it's very straightforward to use, but if you go to catalog here, you'll see exactly what I mean when I say about those white label blank goods. So there's plenty of examples. You can sell anything, t-shirts, hoodies, you know, loads of clothing, men's, women's. You've even got beauty products you can sell, bags, phone cases, hats, socks, you name it, you can sell it. But what we're actually going to be interested in for today's video is going to be the bottles and the tumblers. And the exact tumbler that we're going to sell is going to be this one here, the 40-ounce tumbler from Printify. So you can literally just click on it here, go down. You can see here what I mean, blank, white label good. So you can see the supplier, see how much it costs us to make. This is in Great British Pounds because if you can't tell by my accent, I'm in the UK. Shipping, $3.60, and it also tells you the production time and how long it takes to actually make and ship out. So this is all important information when it comes to marketing the product. And so what you can do is actually find the product that you want to sell, and then you can start designing. You see they give us this blank canvas, and what we would then do is just drag and drop our design straight onto this canvas. Then it's going to give us a nice beautiful mock-up of what the final product is going to look like. But of course, to be able to do this, we actually need to create a design. So to create a design, this is where I like to use a program called Canva. Guys, all I do is just open up a very simple 3000 by 3000 pixel document, square, basically. And then what you can do on Canva, honestly, I think this is such a good program. You can go to elements, and then I'd literally probably just type in something like birth flower. And then you see that's going to give me a whole load of graphics that I could then use for my design. Yeah, so all of these black ones look pretty nice together. You can even get a nice little grid that you can bring up that shows all of the birth flowers. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty simple to use, guys. And you know, you could just take something like this one, for example, put that together. And if you go and look at the main product on Etsy here, you know, already there's not a lot of difference, and you know, they're using very basic graphics here, so it doesn't need to be a Mona Lisa style painting. Okay, it can be pretty basic. And then of course on top of that, you can just add some text, write a text box, and you can just type in someone's name, so like Olivia, for example, and you can click on that, select the font, and then basically just choose any font that you think is going to look nice and look good for the product. And yeah, guys, I mean, have a little play around with the graphics where you want them. Of course, I know the main bestseller had it a bit vertical, but one thing I will say now, guys, if you look at this one, what you don't want to do is copy this exactly. So as a brand new product, right, you do not want to be competing exactly piece for piece against a bestseller product that's been on Etsy for a while and they've got all the sales history. You don't want that. So what I wouldn't want to do here is what I've just shown you, basically completely copy the product. So this is where Canva, I think there becomes a limit, because if you see, most of the graphics are very basic graphics. So what I recommend to do, and what I do personally, just to get kind of more unique graphics, is to head to a program called Creative Fabrica. Basically, all I do is type in here, birth flower. And then as you can see, this is going to bring me up a lovely selection of birth flower graphics, which I can use myself. And so, like I said, guys, you want to use something slightly different. So I quite like this one. For example, the watercolor effect. I think it's a bit different to the very basic one, the basic line art that the bestseller was using. So it's why Creative Fabrica is good. Commercial and full print on demand usage allowed for these graphics. So all I'm going to do is just download that one and then import those files directly into Canva. And I'm going to use those graphics. And again, guys, the exact same for fonts. So Creative Fabrica has got so many very unique fonts you can use. And if you look here, there's a massive selection. So I'm going to go into some serif fonts. And again, guys, these are so much more unique. And I think I'm actually just going to take this one up here, elegant. So again, what I'm going to do, if I was you, I'd just download this one and put this straight into Canva and then use this font. So I'm going to go back to Canva now. I'm going to use the new graphics and the new font from Creative Fabrica, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, so this is the design you can see that I've came up with from using the font from Creative Fabrica and also the graphics. As you can see, I think, you know, it's along the same lines as the bestseller, but it's not a direct copy, but it is taking inspiration. So I think personally, this is a way to go. I think the design looks pretty good. And guys, by the way, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but if you guys did want to check out Creative Fabrica, I cannot recommend them enough. There is an endless supply of graphics with commercial and print on demand usage that you can use. So if you want to check them out, I'll leave a link in the video description. And so once we've made our killer design, guys, all you want to do is just hit share, download, and then important, make sure that you hit this button here and you download with a transparent background. Okay, so this is very important because you just want the graphic to put onto the white label good. You don't want any background behind it, okay? And then, yeah, you literally just want to hit download. And what you can do then, guys, is head straight back over to Printify, go on the design document for the Tumblr product, and then you can literally just paste in the design that you've just made from Canva. And so as you can see, guys, the design has now been put onto the product. And again, I'm just going to reposition this to where I think it's going to look good. So kind of just want to line everything up. And I want it to show on either side of the Tumblr. And then once you're happy with the placement, I'm just going to go ahead and hit preview. So when I was alluding to what I'd call mock-up images earlier, this is essentially what we're going to get. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that looks pretty good, to be fair. And let's just go on the one of the girl holding it as well, because I think this is going to look pretty good as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you think, guys. Leave a comment if you want, but I think that that is a pretty decent product. So once you're happy, just want to hit save product. And then, guys, when you're happy, you just want to hit publish, and that's going to put your product directly into your Etsy store because everything's synced over. So it's as simple as that. So as you can see here, guys, this is our product uploaded directly to Etsy. However, our product now exists on Etsy, but that is pretty much all it's doing at the minute, right? It's just existing. I don't think we're going to be making many sales with a product looking like this, with these pictures and with an SEO that just says Tumblr 40 ounce. I don't think that's going to do us very good. So the first thing we need to do, guys, is improve the pictures here, because I'll say this a million times, okay? If nobody clicks on your images, then they will not even get the chance to go on and buy your product. For me, images are top of the tree. They're so important. So I'm going to show you how to get winning images right now. And what we need to do, guys, is get much better quality mockups. And for this, I actually recommend going to Etsy. And so when I'm on Etsy here, guys, all I would do is just type in 40 ounce Tumblr mockup. And then as you can see here, this is just going to show us loads of different mockups that we can buy to market the 40 ounce Tumblr a lot better. And now I'm going to take a hit to my own purse here, guys. I'm going to buy one just for the purposes of this video, just to show you exactly how it would look like. And so I'm going to buy this one here for you, and I'll come back after I've bought it and paid for it, and I'll show you how we're actually going to then use it. Okay, guys, so as you can see here, this is the mock-up that I just bought, and all you want to do is, they're pretty simple to use, to be honest. It's just put your design image straight in. So just straight into the mock-up, put it on there. So you want to try and make it look kind of as close as possible to what the actual product is going to look like. So yeah, see this here. I think that looks pretty good. A little tip you can do, guys, just to make your mock-ups look that little bit more realistic. Hit transparency. Just move the transparency down a touch. You know, just a smidge. I'll maybe even put it a smidge up. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a lot, just to make it look that little bit more realistic. And then, of course, I'm just going to share, download, and I'm just going to download that one mock-up, and I'm then going to use that to market on Etsy. And now, guys, I'm just showing you this with one mock-up, okay, with one image. What you're going to want to do, if you want to do something similar to this, is I recommend using at least 3 to 4 high-quality images, just the same as this, so that you're not just marketing a product with 1 or 2 images. You've actually got 4 or 5 higher quality images. Okay, guys, so as we can see here, this is the product now with the updated mock-up image. And personally, I think it looks a lot better. I'd probably click on this image and I'd buy it for my mum or my sister, maybe. I don't know. But I think it looks pretty nice. And guys, I'm just going to quickly go back to Etsy here as well. So one other thing that you will need to do is create just a very simple infographic, because of course, this is a product that is for birth flowers, and everybody's gonna have a different birth flower month. So again, you literally just go to Canva. I'm not gonna spend loads of time showing you, but essentially you just drag and drop the different birth flower images, and you can just put a very simply, just like this bestseller listing has done here, and just make a very simple infographic so that the customer knows what options they've got to choose from. And then of course, when you're actually in your listing, one thing that you want to do on Etsy is hit this add personalization button, and then you just want to give the customer the instructions that you want them to type in to be able to actually put their name and the birth month onto the product. So you just put something pretty simple, just like this. And again, guys, so imagine this with a few different high quality images with the infographic. That's kind of the point you want to get to. But with that, I still don't think we would make that many sales just as it is. The reason why is because we're going to struggle a lot to get this in front of customers' eyes. And that is because this listing is not optimized for SEO. And so SEO is an absolute benchmark, okay, guys? It's a minimum requirement that you have to get right to even be eligible to rank for your product in searches. So because I like to do everything streamlined, I like to do everything as fast as possible. You know, I don't have all day to be sat here typing in different keywords and doing all my SEO one by one. One thing I like to do, I do like to use research apps. And you see, I'm just going to head quickly back to Everbee here. This is the bestseller product. And now One thing I love about Everbee that you can do is I can literally just scroll down. You see here, you can see the exact tags and the exact SEO keywords that this product is using, that we know is proven to work, that we know it's making sales for. So one thing I do just to massively streamline my workflow, hit this button here, just copy all the tags all at once. Honestly, it's a bit of a cheat code. And then what I can do, guys, with that is go straight back to my listing on Etsy. One click of the button, I can paste all of the tags in, and then that could honestly be a very good SEO strategy for you just there. Of course, one thing I would then normally do is just take out some of these tags and maybe just find some different keywords. And then with any other keyword that I can think of that I think I want to add to the listing, I'd again just head back to Everbee, type it in here in the keyword research section. And then what it's going to do is show me the volumes for the different keywords versus competition, with also different suggestions for other keywords that I could look at using. And guys, this is just such a big help when it comes to your SEO. It simplifies things massively. I think these research apps are pretty decent. And guys, when you see things like this, it's just going to massively help you against all the competition. Bridesmaids, tumblers, birth flowers, decent volume, medium volume, but green, low competition. This is when we talk about hitting those high search, low competition keywords, you know, the areas that you can really compete in. This is information that unfortunately you just cannot get unless you're using these research apps. So yeah, I recommend it massively. My recommendation would be Everbee. If you guys wanted to check them out, they're a great company, very nice people. I'll leave a link in the video description. But what I'm going to do is head back to Etsy now and let's take a look at our final product. Of course, caveat, there will be more images to this. But I think you can see in the bare bones of it, it's looking pretty good. Got high quality image. SEO is all completed now. Tags are all on here. You got the personalization section. You know, this is pretty much there to go for a high quality listing that has the potential to earn you some pretty decent money online. Again, completely remote. So when you get an order come through for this, it's all going to filter through directly to Printify. Of course, you just got to update the name each time so it can actually be personalized, and update the flower each time so it can be personalized. But again, guys, look, this is probably the 80-20 rule. This is probably 80%. It's going to get you 80% of the way there to the success. Of course, do not think that you can just make one listing and become a millionaire and retire your family and your friends overnight. Probably not going to happen. You still got to put the work in. But I did just want to make this video just to outline to you the basics and kind of a very simple introduction of how possible it is to make these sorts of sales figures and kind of like how the process works. I know it doesn't come naturally to a lot of us, me included. But yeah, guys, I always say no matter how good your product is, if you cannot rank high on Etsy and you don't know what it takes to rank on Etsy, then it doesn't matter. It's basically just wasted effort. You need to know how the Etsy algorithm works you. You need to know what the Etsy algorithm takes into account to actually rank your products. And guys, I've done a whole video breaking down exactly this, telling you exactly how to get on the top pages of Etsy. If you wanted to check it out, I'll leave a link to it just over here. But otherwise, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I love all of you. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.